This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Now I've got a ton of stuff that is on this table, and I've been so sick that I know I haven't done a lot of things, but I've been trying to slowly do some things, but I'm trying to pick up a little bit steam as I try to fight through a lot of things. But we went to the storage unit because we needed to kind of get some of this stuff out of here because we got a lot of stuff here. And I needed to interchange a few things. I've been working on some things that you may have seen on our live vlog that went up on Sunday. But I ended up pulling something out that I really think is fantastic. Now, a lot of you are familiar with Mage Knight, the board game, which is probably one of the greatest games I've ever played. I love playing it solo. Ricky Royal's done some fantastic videos on it, and if you don't have the Ultimate Edition, shame on you. Go to Miniature Market, go get it. It is one of the most fun games, a little complicated, but it is just one of those games that will always be in my collection. Now, I've always loved Mage Knight, but Mage Knight Dungeons always held a very special place in my heart. And I came across a whole bunch of it that I didn't realize I had, and these neat little chests, which we'll show you down on the table, and the tiles and everything else that comes with this little masterpiece. I can't wait to kind of rediscover this and have some fun playing around with this, because this, my friends, is some old school stuff. We're going to take a look at it and just kind of show you and get you excited for it. And then I'm going to try to start doing a little bit more live stuff. And for those of you that don't remember a lot of this stuff, well, it's the old hero clicks where the guys go click, 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 click. Hold on. Maybe we can hear that magic. Well, no, they don't click. But the dials turn, okay? And it gives all their stats, which is cool. And they had pre-painted minis, which is cool. So let's go down the table, take a look at some of this, and then get ready, because this weekend, I'm going to go live. Let's go check it out. Now, my biggest problem is half the times I don't realize what I have. I've got the original set, but this is my pyramid set, and you get a whole bunch of stuff. You get heroes. You're going to be fighting against each other, more or less, or racing, or you could play it cooperatively too. There's all kinds of different terrain that you're going to have to deal with. But the real cool thing are these little treasure chests, okay? And getting a ton of these is fun, because then you can mix them up and you don't know what they do. So you close this and you turn it a couple times, and then you don't know what kind of treasure you have. You do that, and then you're going to have to beat a certain modifier on this thing here, and then you're going to open up and find out what you got for treasure. Oh, look, I got 450 gold. Okay, there were no traps or anything like that in there, so I turned out all right. Okay, cool, right? You got all these different types of chests, and each one is different, and that's what makes it so cool. And of course historic, because this is just such a great game. All the symbols will tell you what you need to do to unlock and roll to unlock it. And then of course you're going to find certain things. You may find a sword in here, like on this one here, that is going to give you +2 movement, +1 on attack, and +2 on defense. That's a heck of a sword. There's a wand in here. There's a trap. You can run into traps, and that's a whole different thing. Then you could have bought these separate tiles and make your rooms, and you could fill up a whole table with this stuff because it's just so glorious. And when you bought the beginning sets, I believe you got paper maps. Okay, yeah, okay. So there's paper maps in here too, but you could always buy these, and these are just a ton. There's a ton, and they're double-sided, so you can make all kinds of different rooms. I think I got like 30 of these, and I have another 30 corridors. So there's plenty of stuff that I could do. And of course, these would be over here. Now, also, I want to show you, okay, okay, let's get that in camera there so you get a feel for this, okay. You could put doors, okay. You know, of course, that's not the perfect tile to do it. And you have these doors closed, and they're all pre-painted, and they're beautiful, and, you know, what do you expect? This is like, what is this, 30 years old? Yeah, 30 years old. Some of these I should just probably glue. Yeah, so you can have the door open or whatever. There's also you know, like there'll be certain things that you'll run into, like these water things that you could put down. This was just so far. You know, you have these pillars here, enough to really give you a really good feel for certain things, like 2 tough tokens. Okay, well, you want to be careful doing that. Okay, so you can make this however you want and make it 3-dimensional. It was a game far, far ahead of its time. And of course, you got painted miniatures, folks. Yeah, exactly. So, like for instance, this guy. Listen, they're not perfect, and these things are old, but you know they still work. The turn things still work. All right. You got 11 defense, so you got to break that. Okay, yeah, good luck like that. It's going to do 1 damage, 5 attack, range. It's a Gorgon. It tells its rarity and its number. You know, just all time, just a lot of fun. And then as they take steps, they get to a point where they take enough damage that they die. So when you beat them, depending on how much damage you would do, that's how many clicks you would take off. Really simple system, but just glorious in every single way. And it came with so many different figures and heroes and stuff like that. It was just fun collecting them to begin with. Okay, for instance here, another Gorgon. Okay, wow, these held up pretty well, surprisingly. The Skunk, or Skulk, or whatever you want to call it, okay? Yeah. Now, there were certain abilities, depending on the color, that would give certain things. And you would be able to determine those. Let me just show you that with your special ability card. So there were certain abilities that were rounded or X, like some things had flight, aquatic, stealth, charge, quickness, and there's more stuff in here. You know, on attack damage, if it was green, if it was on your damage, what it would mean. So there were just tons of things. If you had any of these symbols on your defensive, like I said, like for instance here, this is an attack value. It's green. So what does that mean? On an attack value green, oh, here we go. Healing. This warrior can heal himself or a friendly figure within close combat. So if you hit him, he can heal himself. Well, that's not cool. Okay. So you had your quick start abilities, which explained everything as far as the dial is concerned and how things worked, how the treasure chests work. You know, a real quick, nothing too much, but enough to kind of get you going and know, okay, all right, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm trying to thing. You know, taking time to explore how you go about things. You know, wandering monster tokens. You don't know who's going to be there, and then you would just pull out a certain type of monster. And then, like I said, with these fantastic chests, you know, trying to determine what kind of trap is there or what you're going to set off, and then, of course, what's inside. I mean, just glorious, a glorious, forgotten game that I really suggest. If you go on eBay, you can get it pretty cheap. I'm sure Noble Knights has it. But this is one that if you can find a starter, you've got yourself a nice little game, especially in the day and age where Dungeons and Dragons just basically sucks. And, you know, going back and playing some of these old school fun games, and boy, there are just tons and tons and tons of just, yeah, look at this. All right, here's my boy right here, Enzar. All right, he's going to be casting magic, causing all kinds of problems, but is he going to get his head kicked in by this giant boar? All right, the paint jobs aren't that bad, and if you don't like them, you can always just touch them up. Look at this dude here, Ember. All right, kind of cool. Who else do we got here? Yeah, that dude. I can't even say his name, so I'm not going to worry about it. There you go. There's certain point values. You can start them at certain levels, and there's a way to do that, especially, you know, somebody that is going to be a boss or a hero or something like that. Look, I mean, these paint jobs aren't bad at all. So a nice little look at this. Here's your tokens that you're going to be moving around and stuff like that, because you just don't know what's there. You're going to actually you're going to pull those certain monsters depending on what level they are. Yep, just all in out, great stuff, tons of fun. Look at this dude. I mean, really, it's just a giant cobra that's ticked. I love it. So let's go up top. We'll get on out of here. We'll talk more about this another time, but I'm telling you right now, folks, we're going to have a lot of fun with this, and I hope you'll join me for it, because it's one of the few things that I'm really going to try to do a live video of. All right, until next time, it's your old pal Rob. Let's go up top and get my final thoughts. Well, there you have it, folks. That's the pyramid set. I do have a lot more of it. We're going to go to the storage unit, and we're going to pull it all out. We're going to get ready. I think we're going to have some fun and try to do that this weekend, and some other things that I talked about on the vlog we're going to try to fit in. I've got some interviews with one of my dearest friends that we're finally going to get going on some things as I try to get my wind and recover and try to hopefully fight through what's going on. I promise you, I'm going to keep fighting and do my best to bring you stuff. Those of you that follow me, thank you so much. And all the people that left, that's all right. Go someplace else. Go be happy. That's all I care about. Just people being happy and playing games. Because we're in a really weird time, and I think we need a little bit of games in our life. Whether it's through me or anybody else, I don't care. Just enjoy your lives and enjoy beautiful games like this. Mage Knight Dungeons, coming soon. Check it out.